Hello everyone, here is French Mirage and I hope you're doing well. Today we are reviewing the Leader Class Siege Galaxy Optimus Prime. This is actually an old figure, but it's the most recent one. Even if it's smaller than the original toy, it's still very playable. This mold is actually a retool from the original Siege Ultra Magnus one. Unfortunately, it has the same flaws, essentially with waist, swivel and hips, which are really loose and flimsy, despite the ratchets that are inside. Those problems have been solved since the Earthrise Ultra Magnus mold and the Nova Prime mold. Other than that, I really like this mold and the functionality, even if there is of course part forming. But anyway, Galaxy Optimus Prime is designed with part forming to go from the core robot to super mode, so that's not a problem. This mold and the general concept of the upgrade reminds me a lot of Beast Hunter Optimus Prime in the Transformers Prime show. This is the reason why I fitted him with the Star Saber and the Forge of Solus Prime. As you can see, I also adapted the forearm armor from a Siege mold in order to make them compatible with the accessories of the Galaxy Optimus Prime. I added then legs extension to the upper size because that mold is a little bit too squat for my taste. Now the silhouette is really in accordance with the general proportion of the figure. Legs extension also allow better dynamic poses. If you want to preserve your figure, here are some tips in order to prevent damage on the different locking mechanisms. For instance, when locking the central part from the trailer, it can be preferable to push back on the central frame to ease the locking from the little plastic hook so that it can last in time. To connect the two shin armors to the rest of the trailer, you have to begin by connecting the two plastic nubs into the two grey plastic ports on the trailer. One by one, it will be easier. You should hear a click when it's locked. Then you just have to swivel the rear part till the two blue tabs meet the two horizontal grooves in the grey part. You then will just have to push with your thumb on each tab till you hear a click. And you're done. The trailer is now like a solid piece, very strong. If you want to disassemble this trailer to get back in Robot Super Mode, what you have to do is first to pull on the low part of the trailer where the two plastic bits are locked in the grey ports behind the wheels. And then the two flat tabs will automatically disconnect just after. Don't try to do the contrary because it will be very difficult and you may break the figure. When opening the chest of the core robot, it's sometimes difficult to get this part unlocked. So what you have to do is first unlock the two shoulders in order to push with your thumbs and finger on the two shoulders and to pull the shell of the chest. It will be easier to disconnect. To lock the chest back into place, you just have to push down near the shoulders to make the two blue plastic hook lock into place. To unlock the torso in order to push the backpack up is to press on the lower back with your two thumbs. If you want to lock it back in robot mode, you can as well push with your two thumbs on the lower belly till you hear a click. What makes this figure really enjoyable is the simplicity of the transformation. I know that some people doesn't like the fact that the arms remain visible. That is the price for simplicity and playability. By modifying the legs, I sacrificed some of this playability. For example, when suppressing the tabs from the knees, what forces me to be more attentive to straighten the legs, whereas before I wasn't forced to because of the presence of these tabs. There is also a price for the extension of the two sides. That is actually the loss of one connection point just between the forearms of the core robot. However, rigidity remains satisfying and the truck is still transforming. It's just a little bit longer and maybe less rigid, but there are still 3 connection points making him sturdy enough. I really like the simplicity and the playability of this mold. In addition to the general appearance, I like the fact that the core robot has no hollow parts. All the limbs are completely square-shaped and full, and the transformation is very simple. The price for that is the lack of engineering, especially concerning the forearms in vehicle mode. Indeed, those are really obvious, and the visible hands can be a problem for some people. The numerous ports allow to store all the weapons and accessories for the super mode. Concerning the customized leg extensions, I actually used Lego bricks that I trimmed and then adapted on the mushroom pegs and glued inside the actual size. After that, I just had to trim one big square Lego brick as well to cover the upper size. On this view you can see more in detail the knees without the locking tab that I rubbed. Because the arm accessory from a Galaxy Optimus Prime Super Mode is fitted with a nub but also a tab, I had to trim a little bit the Siege Ultra Magnus forearm armor in order to make it compatible with the arm armor of Galaxy Optimus Prime. As you can see, there is no gap at the connection between the two. Because of the legs extension, the figure has now the same size than Voyager. Here are some pictures for size comparison. It would have been nice if the weapons had gap fillers in order to hide the big waffle in robot mode. Nevertheless, this figure feels thick and dense. The joints are very pleasant, except the waist and the hips. The rest is really sturdy and nice to handle. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Take care and bye bye!